And Tyler, doctors are now joining forces to make it clear that they think cancer drug costs are simply out of control. In an editorial in the Mayo Clinic Medical Journal, a group of 118 oncologists from cancer centers across the country called for a curb to the rapidly escalating price of cancer drugs. And as Meg Tirrell reports, they are focusing attention on the financial burden to patients.
In cancer treatment, doctors are increasingly discussing what they call a new side effect: financial toxicity.
We are ill-equipped to do what is best for the patient, sometimes just because it is very expensive.
Dr. Ayalu Teferi is one of more than 100 oncologists who support a patient initiative to lower the price of cancer medicines. They say their average price has increased as much as tenfold over a decade and a half to more than $100,000 per year.
They will spend all their life earnings. They will sell their farms. They will do anything to stay alive. And these are issues that we hear and encounter on a daily basis.
The doctors say out-of-pocket costs for some patients can approach $30,000 a year, more than half the average annual household income in the U.S. They support new measures to control costs, including allowing Medicare the ability to negotiate drug prices, enabling the importation of cancer drugs from countries like Canada, where they're cheaper, and reforming the patent system. The outcry over drug prices has been escalating for years. This as the pace of drug development accelerates. In 2014, FDA approvals hit an 18-year high, driven in particular by medicines for rare diseases and cancer.
I'm pleased to say in cancer in particular, we're making great strides with some of the new medicines that have been introduced lately. We're also, on the other hand, very concerned that patients who need these medicines be able to gain access to these medicines and afford these medicines.
The drug industry says the attention on cancer medicines is misplaced, writing today that focusing on only 1% of spending won't solve the nation's healthcare challenges. Eli Lilly's CEO, John Lechleiter, agreed.
Medicines are a small fraction of what the total cost of cancer care comprises, and yet who ever heard of paying out of pocket for a hospital stay? We need an insurance system that provides adequate coverage for all the elements of care, including medicines that patients need.
Analysts say the public attention on drug prices hasn't deterred investment in companies focused on cancer. In fact, says Morningstar's Damian Conover, it's on the contrary.
I think investors really are seeking out pharmaceutical and biotechnology firms that are focused on cancer, because right now cancer has very strong pricing power despite a growing pushback on trying to bring down some of those prices.
The industry warns that controls on drug prices could stifle innovation and lead to fewer new medicines. And they say they have patient access programs to help those who have trouble covering their costs. In this battle over the price of drugs, it's increasingly doctors versus drug companies. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Meg Tirrell.